Hello again, and welcome back to some climbing news. Got some stuff to cover from this weekend, from IFSC Bouldering's latest video, Rungne's new Maglock chalk substitute doing some wild advertisement with the Climbing Stuff YouTube channel, the IFSC's first Bouldering World Cup of the 2025 season, and much more. So of course, please don't forget to give a like, subscribe if you haven't done so yet, and are enjoying these bi-weekly climbing news segments. Sit back, relax, enjoy your poops. I know that's what some of you are doing right now. It's fine, no judgment. I believe in you. You can do it. You can do it. Let's get this show on the road. And starting us off with the Struggle Climbing Show. This thing's a podcast, yes, but apparently they're also putting out YouTube, like, actual videos too now. They just put out a pretty cool little video training with moonboard legend Ravioli Biceps on his home board. It's a legitimately well shot and well edited video, so honestly, props to the people over at Struggle. It's a really enjoyable watch. Go check it out if you have the time. Links in the description below, as always. And I guess this is just going to be a YouTube show about YouTube climbers, because there honestly weren't that many sends happening this weekend. So in the meantime, if you'd like to check out more content, Emil Abrahamsson posted another Honnold collab video. This time, parkour guys everyone keeps insisting I should have known from his last video weren't there, and instead we got to see something far more interesting. Sorry guys. Honnold's home gym, which is just, I mean, I thought Dave McLeod's home wall was sick. This thing, you know, it made me deeply jealous, like deeply jealous. Dude has a kilter, a spray wall, a tension board too, a ping pong table. My commercial gym doesn't even have any of those. I mean, you guys don't know how good you have it. Jesus. If Honnold sees this, can who am I kidding? If I'm shelling out money to go to Las Vegas, it's to go boulder in Red Rock, not to play around in some dude's garage. Out of climbing context, that second half of that sentence, it's kind of weird. Anyways, whatever. Moving on. And then Hannah Morris just put out a fairly interesting video. It's trying to answer whether or not social media is ruining climbing. And honestly, it's a pretty great video. Someone who's just starting this whole YouTube thing out and really does intend to continue making these types of videos. It was a pretty interesting look at how Instagram, TikTok, all those wonderful little nuggets of good times affect the way we feel about this sport. Personally, I've never been much of a fan of recording myself climbing, and I honestly don't think I ever will for this channel. I mean, this thing is about news. The channel is meant to be about other people, and I guess myself, but it's mostly just me yelling my opinions at you, so my validation doesn't come from, you know, whether or not I climb good, but whether or not I speak good, actually. And, you know, sense is made from those things I speak. Feed my narcissism, subscribe, like, I want more attention. Tell me how good I am at talking about this sport. But to the average Joe, I do think social media has affected climbing, and I do have to agree with Hannah, and that I think it's very difficult to not let that side of you that wants attention and praise for something to win. But then again, I do believe that that's something that would happen even without the existence of videos. Like, you think there wasn't at least a small part of Ron Cox's psyche that didn't like it when people freaked out after he sent Midnight Lightning? Come on, you love that. Anybody would. It's the hardest boulder in the world at that point. Like, of course. It's also true that social media has brought to light just how important the attention economy is, and especially the fact that brands care more about whether or not you have eyes on you than how hard you send. I mean, it's something that happened even before social media was the thing. I mean, Honnold was huge even before his free solo of El Cap, and dude can't climb all that hard. So why is he so successful and heavily sponsored? Because free soloing wild stuff gets a lot of attention. Honestly, even Joe Kinder is a more interesting example. Before his whole controversy and his fall from grace, Joe was probably one of the more famous professional climbers in the world. But the hardest thing he climbed at the height of his popularity was, I'm pretty sure, 515A/9A+, which he did in 2016, a single climb, Bone Tomahawk. Before that, at least according to climbinghistory.com, his hardest send was a 514C or 8C+, which, you know, it is hard, but it's not anywhere near the cutting edge for the time. I mean, by then, Adam Ondra had already sent change. And yet, everyone knew who Joe Kinder was because he was popular, well-liked, people thought he was funny, and brands felt like he sold a ton of stuff. Until one day they didn't. So yeah, if people watch what you do, you make money. It's always been that way, and I don't think social media has really changed anything. It's more just kind of brought that out to light. in a much more obvious way. It's always been that way. But honestly, you should check out the Hannah Morris video. It's pretty interesting, and also I'd love to know your thoughts on this sort of thing. Do you like recording yourself climbing? Do you feel like doing so negatively impacts your experience as a climber? Let me know in the comments. And then, okay, I want to talk about climbing stuff. Not like the general term, but the YouTuber. See, Climbing Stuff put out a video where he talks about the new Rungne Maglock chalk. Well, I already made a video about how I'm more than a little skeptical about that product, so I just need to, you know, be kind of careful about what I say, because he did some experiments. Let's take a look.
The Maglock was noticeably better. Across every single test I did, the Maglock outperformed. Even on wooden 10mm crimps, the Maglock won.
Okay, you know, it's not bad. It's 2 seconds difference. I mean, there's a lot that could be said about this. I mean, it's an advertisement, a nearly 18-minute long advertisement. Climbing Stuff is sponsored by Rungne, and presumably Rungne is paying him to make this. So obviously he's not gonna make Maglock look bad, and because I'd like to believe this guy is a good and honest person. Let's say that Maglock thing worked like how placebo would, and he got an extra 2 seconds of grip from it. That's not bad. It's 2 seconds. I'm not saying Maglock is a bad product, but is it worth the $34 for 8 grams based on this test? Maybe. I mean, it's not like this thing is somehow letting someone hang on a Beastmaker sloper for 17 seconds longer than normal, right?
Steering on the slopers on the hangboard isn't bomb-proof in its controls, but he did genuinely feel like the primer helped, and that's kind of reflected in the footage that I'm showing you. So, and it's on me as the creator to make sure that the brand and their products fit with my messaging and share my experience with those products.
Okay, that's game changing stuff. Wait. All right, I just did the math. That's a 180% increase. That's nearly twice the hanging time. Like, dude, how excited are you? That's insane. You're gonna send your project. That's amazing.
Those products in an authentic way, and hopefully.
Right. So we're just. Oh yeah, we're nodding. Like it's. Yeah, I guess you're right. It's not that. It's not that. Maybe I'm wrong. It's not that exciting. Or maybe you weren't counting or something. But okay, wait. Like Magnus showed us Maglock for the first time back in January when he did his comp video, and he just posted a new video this week from when he was in Montreal in February, trying some pretty cool super tall bouldering problems. You know, so he definitely had Maglock then. So you know, let's see what happened there.
I don't know if I'm gonna do that, to be honest. That is super sketchy. I feel like every move, it feels like it could just dry fire.
Oh, so we're gonna dry fire, and we're scared of how tall this thing is, which is, I mean, it's normal. It's also, you know, there's cars behind you. They're going real fast. Definitely don't want to get hit by one of those. It does not seem fun. This is perfect. It's a perfect. You couldn't have scripted this. It's a perfect moment. Whip out the Maglock. Get that extra friction, that superior grip we know these products have. Let's see it perform. Cannot wait.
People just want to see me hurt, huh? Whoa. Woo.
Nice.
Oh, Jesus.
Good shit.
Wait, where's the? So I thought he sent the problem, which is awesome. I mean, it's a fun segment, but he's got the one chalk bag. It looks like normal chalk too on his hand. So like, why isn't he seemingly using his own product? Maybe this stuff is just, you know, maybe it's just not good. You know, at stuff that doesn't have texture. Maybe it's just like one of those things. Like it just, you know, it's good with textured stuff, but no text, it's just not good.
Dude, that's like glue on those. Like that's nothing. The Maglock worked.
You know, I just, yeah, I got nothing. At least it lasts longer. In theory, you know, according to climbing stuff, it does. It probably lasts a little longer than regular chalk. Yeah, you know, for sure. But okay, there were other concerns from people in this video's comments, mostly with whether or not Maglock is safe to breathe in. And all I can say is, like, God, are these people stupid? This is silica silylate. It's a completely different type of silica. The bad stuff that can cause health issues like silicosis and cancer is crystalline silica, not Maglock. You know, and never mind that there's an NIH review that mentions that the only time fumed silica, aka the stuff that's in Maglock, is ever really, you know, dangerous is when it's accidentally contaminated with crystalline silica, which doesn't happen all that often, you know, so I'm pretty sure it's totally fine. We should just, you know, let's look at, you know what, let's not think about it. Let's just don't even think about it. Honestly, just look at the package. The package, it's so nice and aesthetic, and you know, it's luxurious and gold. There's gold writing on it, and what is that? Is that the back of the package? What does that say? Avoid eye contact. Eyes. Do not inhale. Shit. Okay, wait. No. I can fix this. So I have an old packet of Ben Moon's climbing chalk, and okay, there's nothing on here about how we should inhale this stuff. Friction Labs. It's a little bit newer. It's okay. Yeah, no warnings on the back. You know, I mean, but we all know it's bad to inhale normal magnesium carbonate chalk, right? So it's got to be pure coincidence that there's a warning on that label, but there's none on any of the other. It must be like a common knowledge sort of thing. Like everybody knows not to inhale too much of the normal chalk. Now they're coming up with something new, so they got to put it on there, right? Look, here's the bottom line for a product like this. We don't know the effects that it'll have on our lungs if everyone and their mother starts using it at the gym. We don't know the effects of the residue it leaves behind on holds and on rock. And I mean, this thing leaves behind some amount of residue for sure. It's not like it just, you know, disappears into thin air. So yeah, will this make cleaning holds harder, giving route setters and other gym employees more work? Will it completely destroy rock the way that buff did in places like Font? And for anyone that doesn't know what buff is, it's basically pine resin that was used a ton in France in order to make climbers' hands sticky. But it had the unfortunate effect of completely caking any hold it's used on, leaving a big old slippery frictionless mess of a thing that looks ugly and climbs worse. This is Zarzamora, climbing Albarracin, and this is what using buff does. Will using Maglock do this too? I don't know. You don't know. Magnus probably doesn't know. And the thing is, I don't want to be too hard on Magnus. He's a big YouTuber, and there's no way he's at the forefront of Rungne. I mean, odds are the guy hired a ton of people to do everything for him, and he only knows like less than half of what's going on over there because he's also juggling sponsorships, climbing, editing, traveling, being on the board of directors of a couple of big climbing gyms. You know, or maybe not, and he's an evil dude hell-bent on taking your money. That's super unlikely, but I don't know. You don't know. Nobody really knows unless you actually know the guy. I mean, everything points to him actually being a nice person, but besides the point, what I can say is I don't know Magnus. I haven't tried Maglock myself, but everyone can see I'm pretty skeptical. I don't think this is like a piece of shit product or anything, but I do think the amount it will likely improve grip is probably similar to when you just use antihydral. So, you know, it's fine. Just probably not worth the steep price. Also just kind of weird. This stuff's been out since like January and Magnus doesn't seem to use it at all. Like, why not bring it out with Yves Gravel and see if he gets a PR or something? Like, that would be perfect advertisement for your thing. Anyways, if Rungne really does believe in this product as much as they seem to do, they can send me a packet of the stuff and I'll give it a fair review, and maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe I won't. I don't really know. Doesn't matter. It seems I'm hell-bent on destroying my career before it even begins, given that Rungne is like the only people that sponsor YouTube content, and I'm over here trying to shit on them every single chance I get for reasons I don't understand. Why am I doing this to myself? But also, seriously, the health concerns, this is not good. And by health concerns, I mean like the health of people, given that you need to put a warning label on the package, which is weird, but also mostly the health of rocks. Like, there's already entirely too many factors damaging classic routes and boulder problems. We don't need yet another one. And yes, I'm outing myself as a misanthrope yet again, but you know what? People suck. And that's just a little side note, because I'm a happy person. And you know, if you really must try this silica stuff, Chocolate Grip Enhancer, which is basically the same thing anyway, literally sells an 8-gram bottle for $20 and a 75-gram one for $85, as opposed to the Rungne 34 and 105 respective packets of the same sizes. So I mean, you know, I do with that information what you will. And then let's talk Bouldering World Cup in Keqiao, China. I still can't get over that name, and I don't think I ever will, nor do I want to. But anyway, let's start with the women. Honestly, not a lot of tops for this one. Not sure if that's normal or not, but it is what it is. Bit of a surprise as Oceana Mackenzie came in 8th place, only managing a single zone in Boulder 2, which she managed to get on her second go. Miho Nonaka, the Japanese climbing phenom, came in 5th, actually managing the only top of Boulder 1 of the night. But unfortunately, not much else. 2 zones on 2 other boulders left her with a total of 44.1 points. Onto the podium, where the race for 2nd and 3rd place was taken up by Oriane Berton and Erin McNeice. Both women did not manage a zone for Boulder 1, but managed to flash the zones of Boulders 2 and 4. The difference maker ended up being Boulder 3, which Oriane was able to send on her second go, as opposed to Erin, who took 3 tries. 44.8 points for Erin McNeice, who took bronze, 44.9 points, just a single 0.1 point difference for Oriane Berton to just squeak by for that silver medal. But ultimately, this was the night for Annie Sanders, the American climber who actually won the last World Cup of the 2024 season, went home with the first gold of the year as she managed a total of 54.7 points, essentially the only one other than Miho Nonaka to get anywhere on Boulder 1 with a zone flash, a second zone flash for Boulder 2, a solid 3-go top of Boulder 3 just like Erin McNeice, and a final second go zone for Boulder 4, earning her that gold medal spot. As for the men, I mean, you know, it's just the Japan and France show. I don't know why, it's just the way the climbing world works. 3 Japanese, 3 French, taking up 6 out of the 8 available final spots. It's crazy. A lot more tops in this men's final, though special mention to Israel's Oren Pried, who finished 8th but still deserves congratulations. This is his first ever World Cup appearance. I mean, you know, people spend years doing these things and never even reach finals. So see someone to definitely keep an eye out for. Sam Avezu and Mehdi Shak both topped the final 2 boulders, each getting a total of 69.5 points for 6th and 5th place respectively. The man, the myth, the legend, Tomoe Narasaki began the comp with some fiery speed, and then it kind of fizzled out a little bit with a flash of Boulder 1, only managing a zone for Boulders 2 and 3, and a final top of Boulder 4. Tomoe's younger brother, Meiichi Narasaki, did manage to reach the podium, get a total of 83.9 points, meaning 3 tops and a zone for him. Boulder 1, which he also flashed. Boulder 2, which took him 7 attempts. Boulder 3 in 6 attempts, and a flash of Boulder 4's zone. But in the end, this was honestly a comp between Sorato and Raku and Do-Hyun Lee, who were practically neck and neck throughout the entire thing. 4 tops for each of them, with Sorato and Raku doing every single boulder on his second go, except for Boulder 4, which he flashed. Kept Do-Hyun Lee on his heels the whole time. A flash on Boulder 1 meant Do-Hyun was ahead at first, but unfortunately took too many attempts to send the rest of the boulders, landing him with a total score of 99.3 points and a silver medal. Congratulations to Sorato and Raku for those 99.7 points for the gold for his 3rd ever Bouldering World Cup win. But of course, I'd love to know your thoughts on the comp in the comments, and honestly, I'd love to hear any feedback you have for me covering these things. I wish there was more I could show you without getting smacked down by the IFSC for all kinds of copyright stuff. So yeah, I don't know. If you like these comps and this type of coverage. Is there anything you'd like me to do specifically? More of like a summary of the action, less details? Let me know. But hey, that was some climbing news. As always, thank you so much for watching, for the likes, for the comments, for indulging my general insanity. Hope you enjoy the rest of the week. I will see you on Friday as always. And yeah, go climb some stuff.